never wanted to allow another human being to cause, X amount of sadness or anger or vulnerability, weakness, sadness. It's really what I'm trying to say. Listen here, you beautiful sons of bitches, you. How you doing today? Hope you're doing wonderful. I can feel the dandruff falling. Let me look a little more appropriate. Depression. Oh, cool. Maybe a house for sale. Depression and getting fat. How are they related? Do you really need explanation on that? It's pretty obvious in so many different ways. So, for one, I weighed myself the other day. If you know me, I think you probably know me to be fairly lean. 215 is pretty nice. 220 is usually where I float. Got a resting six pack. Basically, if I kind of cough, it's like, oh, you can see abs. Not anymore. No. So 220, basically 27 pounds in the past. And it's too short of a time. Had myself a girl that likes a little meat on the man. And well, I'm just gonna blame it on that. Nothing to do with anything else. Anyway, got on the scale the other day. I was like 240. God damn, dude. Hell no. I'm creeping up to that 270 way too fast. 269 was my heaviest I've been in. I know I'm a tall guy, but when I look down to take a leak and I gotta look over my belly to find my, pee device, not okay. So I'm trying this diet approach, done a good amount of research. I'm not gonna tell you what it is because you'll be like, oh, I have an opinion on that already, even though I probably don't know shit about it. Or I heard someone did it, I heard it's great, yeah. I'm gonna do my thing and I'll report back to y'all, let you know how it goes. But I want to talk about depression and how long you've been there, if you are there. Not so much why you're there, but if you're there. I've recently been provided this very unfortunate, uncomfortable, painful, sad as fuck experience that I must now work through, get past. I tell you, it's one I haven't had to do for a long fucking time. Decades. It's called heartache and heartbreak, all that shit. Yeah. So, that's kicking my ass. Trying not to get. Anyway, it's kind of a more personal thing I've shared. I'll tell you weird stuff about my childhood, but current events and love, that one's kind of hard to talk on. So I guess I won't. Guess that's all you get. So what I'm learning is that being in this very uncomfortable, my fucking heart hurts is what I'm saying. It fucking hurts like a bitch up in the thoracic area. It's the chest area, kind of. And I find myself enjoying the little things a little more. I was working out this morning. I was just watching my arm move. And I was like, never noticed how my arm moves. That's neat. A little dose of, something that felt good. My dog, being a goober, flapped a little harder than I normally do. The conversation I had with, a buddy just seemed I was focusing a little more on the happy parts of it because I needed it, because I was out of balance. Meaning I'm fucking down, and I don't want to be that far down. Like, I'm used to being down. I think we're all used to being ups and downs. And I think I'm a little more accustomed to being down over the past 4 years when this whole journey really started. And if you're just joining the show, I was molested when I was a kid, and I got PTSD from other things. And I just started opening that door about 4 or 5 years ago. Therapy, not counseling, therapy, meditation, breathing exercises, cold water immersion, reflection, blah, blah, blah. So there's your summary. So I noticed that I really need a little bit of positivity because, well, feeling pretty fucking terrible, right? That makes sense. This chair's gonna break. Negativity, it's not so much negativity, it's just not a positive sensation. It's a negative sensation. It doesn't feel good. Not negative as in like bad, just sadness I wouldn't say is a positive feeling. It doesn't feel very good. That's what I'm saying. Sad isn't necessarily negative. Angry isn't necessarily negative. They're just sensations that I don't particularly enjoy experiencing. So, a few options. I can say, fuck this, fuck that motherfucker, and try to pinpoint anything that wasn't good, which isn't that hard. I think we can all find something about someone we know and love that's annoying or you don't like. That'd be easy. So I could just use spite and anger to get through it, which means I'm just essentially burying it, not actually doing anything with it, except for just masking it. And fuck that motherfucker. That's denial and anger. Like, right off the get-go. Usually, the first stages of getting through something is denial, anger, and bargaining. It's the acronym for mourning death, but I think it applies to a lot of other things, like the death of a relationship. So options. Get angry. Fuck that motherfucker. I've been there, done that. I don't want any more anger in my body anymore. I don't want it. We all have some. I think we should all have the ability to get angry at least. So, could do that, but that's just masking it. Alright, I could just go drink, go back to my old ways and drink. Like, no, that's stupid, and I just know better at this point. Going through too many ups and downs, ins and outs, increases and decreases, cutting it out, putting it back in, try this, try that. I've done enough to know that just going back to a bottle is not the way. When I say bottle, let me tell you something about me, because I'm down to like two big Budweisers and two little Long Island drinks. Not really little, but so I used to drink like, I don't know, let's say 4 of those big Budweisers, followed by a glass of whiskey, which would usually be like, I don't know, 5 ounces. Kind of a lot to sip on. And I'd sip on it at night, and I get like close to the bottom, and I'm like, if I finish that little bit, I might just need a little more, just to kind of calm my system. So let me just go ahead and add some now. Then I would do that again, and I'm like, oh, I'm almost out. And by that time, I'm kind of, woo. And the next day, I wake up and I'm like, Jesus, man, I drank like, not half a bottle, but sometimes close to it, after drinking all the beer. So that was me a few years ago. And after being in Missouri, I learned a lot about myself, watched other veterans, their drinking habits and how they cope, and some coped by just breathing and meditating. Others would drink some beer and drink half a bottle of whiskey. I got to watch that, and it just looked pathetic. I realized that was me, and I was being pathetic. So I spent another few days observing this individual, and I was like, oh man, what are you doing? Actually secretly smoking. A little cold. So going back to heartache and getting through it. Could get angry, that's stupid. Good, drink it away, that's stupid too. Feel very sad, very sick. That's what I'm left with. I never wanted to allow another human being to cause, X amount of sadness or anger, or vulnerability, weakness, sadness. It's really what I'm trying to say. But I feel like crying right now. And if I weren't so embarrassed, I probably would. Yeah.